sorry. When Dana White said that, I think it was just more about, will Conor and Khabib escape without getting suspended after the event that happened after 229?
Yeah.
And I think Conor needs to have a fight and win it, and I think Khabib needs to fight Tony Ferguson and win that. And then I wouldn't mind seeing a rematch, but I need to see Conor in the octagon and actually get a win, because he's lost against Khabib, he's lost against Mayweather now, and he lost against Diaz not too long ago as well. That's losing 3 out of the last 4 fights.
Yeah,
he does deserve a title, sure. I know MMA, Mayweather was boxing, but it's still a loss. It still counts.
Yeah, I think the whole incident after the fight is what dominated everything, isn't it? I didn't see that happening, really. I don't know, do you guys think that Khabib let himself down by doing that?
What happened?
Attacking Conor's camp.
It wasn't him, though. Look, man, you can't talk that much crud and expect nothing to happen after you got your ass whooped.
Oh, when he jumped over the
dude, where you had all that energy before this fight went down. Have the same energy when the fight's done.
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean?
It's true. I don't know. It's just you could tell that. For me, it was a bit. For me personally, I liked him doing that. Obviously, I'm not someone who encourages someone to be violent, but it's
so you say.
but it's I saw the build up to the fight, and I saw how composed Khabib was, but at the same time he's human, and if you're going to talk about his family, talk about his father, his religion, that's going to push a few buttons, isn't it? And he reacted, but for me it's I knew what was going to happen when he did that. The backlash was going to be him so much, and I felt as if you want to fight clean.
When he threw the dolly at the bus, the backlash wasn't
but they're going to say that he went to court for that. He got punished for it.
He didn't get punished for it. He didn't do nothing for it. And you know what? If he was fined, I bet you the UFC paid that fine and not Conor. You know what I mean?
They know these things. Only they know these things. But it's for me, it was just I can understand the reason he did it, but I just knew the backlash he would face once he made that decision to jump over the octagon. And was that going to sort of? I mean, I think his belt was taken away from him in octagon. They didn't give it to him.
They didn't give it to him.
Yeah, then they said that
thought it might be right. So he decided not to give it to him. Yeah.
Exactly. He was that didn't have to happen. Do you know what I mean? But Khabib says, what? Send me a location, I'll be there. In it. That's what he says.
What I'm saying is, you can't talk all that crap. Have all that energy at the beginning of a fight, and he was humble the whole way through.
Yeah, he was. You know
what I mean? And now you get your ass lit up. You know what I mean? Now you want you know what I mean? You want to scurry off and go out there and hide. Nah.
I mean, Conor didn't press charges. I think he knew that.
Of course you can't. You press charges means you're what? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You're one of them things there. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Okay, sweet. I mean, so 229 was a very eventful, UFC event for me personally. It was my first event I actually got up in the morning to watch. Everything was on YouTube before that, but I didn't see too much anyway. I mean, when is Tony Ferguson versus Khabib? Is that date confirmed?
It's not. The only reason it hasn't been confirmed is because Khabib is still. We're still waiting what's going to happen in terms of Khabib and Conor, in terms of if they're going to get extra fines or going to get suspended by the sporting commission who are looking after the fight in Vegas.
Okay.
They're still investigating the fight, but that's all but going to happen. It's been booked 4 times before, and it's fallen 3-4 times because of bad luck and bad injuries. So I think the UFC are a little bit reluctant to book it again, but it needs to happen. It's the number one. Tony Ferguson's been on an 11-fight winning streak. So is Khabib. They just need to fight each other. It's crazy that they haven't.
What do you think would happen moving on to the heavyweights? We've got Daniel Cormier, the double champ, and he's looking to fight Brock Lesnar. What do you think?
I was about to talk about Brock Lesnar, actually, yeah.
It's a good fight in terms of Cormier is a great ambassador for the sport, and it'd be emancipated for him. He definitely handled Brock. I think Brock must be approaching 40, if not 40 now. If he's going to fight DC, he needs to be clean in terms of not on a steroids. He's probably going to lose a lot of strength.
I think Brock's definitely trimmed down a lot.
Yeah.
I've been watching the WWE recently, and
I think I've heard that as well.
Yeah, he's definitely a lot slimmer than he was back in the day. I mean, I don't know. I think you look at these sort of superstars that go to and from the UFC. I think if you rewind back time, I think Ken Shamrock was in the UFC as well. He's an MMA fighter, and he went to the WWE for a bit. And then obviously Brock Lesnar's jumped to and from the UFC, and also now Ronda Rousey. I mean, I don't know if you're a WWE fan. I don't know if you actually watch the product, but what comparison do you feel as if the UFC's more? Is it harder work? Would you say than the WWE, or would you say it's vice versa?
I wouldn't say it's harder work. I just say it's a lot more risk when you go into a UFC fight. I mean,
it's real work. How about that?
You're literally going in there to try and kill the other guy in a WWE fight. I think it's more about protecting yourselves and each other, like trying to put on a fight. They're both like great athletes, and they both have to work hard. One is just a lot more high risk in terms of your safety, I think.
I mean, what element would you guys say that? Because you look at, I think we mentioned promos beforehand in terms of how they build up fights and stuff. And what other sort of elements from the wrestling aspect would you guys put in UFC right now?
I mean, I think they've got it to a T at the moment.
Yeah,
it is UFC is the advancement of wrestling. It's like the real wrestling, if you get what I mean. Like, because we all know WWE is scripted.
Yeah,
you know, but this is like the real thing. You know, so I think for sure. I think there's nothing more really to take from it. It's as close as it can be without actually being it.
Yeah. Okay, nice. I mean, so who are you looking forward to who you forward to seeing this year in UFC, Dylan? What fighters in particular would you say that are, you know, apart from obviously Tony Ferguson, I know you're a big fan of his, but
yeah, I think that's number one fight that needs to happen.
Yeah,
I'd like to see Conor back in the octagon as well, but only if he's ready to fight. I don't want to see him just getting like beat up again. Like, there's no point.
I would like to see that again though. he's a bit too cookie, but yeah.
Yeah, John Jones is back now, so I think John Jones versus Daniel Cormier DC. I'd love to see that, either a light heavyweight or heavyweight. I think that's probably the biggest rivalry in the history of the sport in terms of the fact that they're two arguably the best fighters of all time, and the fact that they're in the same era and have such a rivalry is insane. I think that'd be the biggest fight of the year if they end up fighting this year.
Okay. Have you been to a live event before?
No, but
would you like to go to one?
It's coming to London March 17th.
Oh, really? Is that the O2?
Yeah. It's usually at the O2, so Kim's going to get the O2 this year. So I'll try and get tickets. We do sell out pretty quickly, but I'll try and get some.
Okay, nice.
It depends on who's on the card, but I think it should be a good card.
Okay, yeah, they look pretty live, those events, to be honest.
Yeah,
those are pretty good there. Okay, yeah, I mean, yeah, I think I agree with you. I think as a fan, for me personally now, I mean, it's something I've been keeping up with recently, but I think prior to UFC 229, I didn't know anything apart. I also knew Conor McGregor was, but I didn't know much about his work in the octagon because I didn't pay attention to it. But I think just watching the fights, you know, it's very exciting. It's very physical though. You see people get beat up to a pulp there, and it's like, you know, it's just
I think that's the reason why most people don't end up getting into it, because you think it's just extreme violence. There's no
too deadly.
skill or
get killed.
I see some of the kicks. I mean, like there's one, I don't remember who it was.
Someone got caught in the eye once, I think. A woman got caught in the eye recently.
Cyborg, right?
A woman?
Chrissy Cyborg's husband. Oh. This was out here in the O2. I don't think it was even UFC. It was Bellator.
Right.
And he was fighting Michael Venom Page, and the dude kneed him in the skull, and the dude's skull cracked. Dude, like, he can't do this thing no more. Like, he's been rendered like, you know.
I mean, do you think knee pads should be introduced into this?
Nah, man.
So after that story, you say no.
I don't know. Do you guys feel as if, like, if you can crack... I know he's not intentionally going out to end someone's life, but if you can get kneed in the skull, do you feel as if there should be a bit more protection on these fighters?
You know what? You say not intentional, but the objective of the sport is to render your opponent useless. So it is intentional.
By risking his life as well.
Mate, everyone signs the waiver.
I think it goes like fighters going with the mentality it's either you or me, and it'd rather be them.
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
I can understand you can do that, but do you feel as if there should be a bit more protection? So, okay, I'm going to knock you out, but it's not going to...
No, I mean, there's protection there. Like, the emergency services is right there for you when you get knocked out.
It's too late sometimes, though, isn't it? In your brain dead. It takes, you know, you can only do so much, you know. But yeah, I don't know. I think, yeah, it's a great event. I think I'd like to see a live event one day as well. But yeah, I think it's going to be a really exciting year, guys. I mean, you know, we've got some really good fighters on the cards, and there's potential comebacks as well. There's potential rematch. So, you know, it's going to be an exciting 2019, really. Yeah, Dylan, I mean, I think last time we spoke, you said you did some UFC training, I think.
Oh, did I tell you I was training?
Yeah, you told me you was training that, you know.
Oh, yeah.
You're still doing it?
I was doing a bit last year, actually. I haven't gone in a while, to be honest.
Did he put you off when you get kneed in the skull?
Yeah, my skull question. No, it was really cool. I never done any kind of combat sports before.
Yeah.
And going in and like getting punched in the face for the first time is definitely like a bit of an experience. But yeah, it's really cool. It's like it's so exhausting. It's so challenging in so many different ways. You you get to test yourself in just ways you didn't really think. Well, you never get to do in normal life. You never really get to like fight anyone unless you're about that life. But no, it's dope. I recommend it.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, that type of training seems like a high intensity, like workout training.
I remember I did boxing training once, and I realized, I ain't cut out for this.
After 10 minutes, it's like, no, it's not for me.
It's a lot.
Okay, great. Dylan, thanks for joining us today. I really appreciate that. Appreciate your time. I mean, are you on social media? Where can we find you?
I do have an Instagram. It's Tweak. It's _Tweak. So yeah, you can follow me on there.
Okay, perfect, man. Yeah, thanks again for joining us today. Really appreciate your time. We hope to see you at a live UFC event pretty soon.
100%.
Okay, great. Yeah, I mean, thanks again, mate, and we'll catch you soon.
Yes, take care, man.
Take care, Dylan.
Cheers. Have a good night.
See you.
Cheers, mate. Thanks.
Yo, this is Quabs from Views from the East End, and this is your time to have your say about the conversations that we've just had. So if you have anything to say, just comment in the comment section, comment on Twitter, and all of our social media outlets.